So the other day we talked about STR 18, and now we're gonna talk about Mamba. Does she deserve a card in Dokkan? Sure, but the way they went about her is just a little funky. Now, of course, there are some instances in Dokkan where a unit has to fumble for another one to be good, and 18 being good and Mamba sucking is a good example for that. Now, let's go and talk about Mamba. So Mamba is a unit that comes out in August of this year, and I would say that she looks good on paper. Now, the thing that makes me want to say that she looks good on paper is that she's gaining defense from her passive to her super attack effect, which of course is something I really like. And she does lower attack, which directly supports her part of her passive, where she's able to get a lot of attack, that being 500% attack, a guaranteed crit, as well as disabling enemy action when performing a super attack on an enemy who's on the attack defensive down status, as well as an enemy that's stunned slash sealed. So her directly supporting her passive is good, and her also being able to get defense from her passive to her super attack effect, like I've already said, is nice. And of course, she is a support type unit that does have a chance to attack debuff passively inside her passive when you have 4 or more Peppy category allies in the team, as well as going up against a STR type enemy. So they basically took a part of her passive and did the same thing they did with the STR 18, where 18, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember what it was, but she does something if she's going up against a physical enemy, or if she has 4 or more Peppy category characters. What is it, like the dodge chance? I don't remember. But she is a support type unit that has a chance to be a passive debuffer, which could be nice in off-meta content. But the thing is that we have more than enough units that are good in off-meta content, and I wouldn't recommend players that are new to the game summon on these type of banners if I was the one to answer the question for someone asking to see if I should summon on a banner if I'm a new player. I would say no. But of course, when it comes to people spending their stones, I'm not one to tell you what to spend your stones on, because I spend my stones on whatever I want to. But if I'm asked the question, I would not spend my stones on those Peppy Gal banners. I just don't really see the value in them. Now, with that being said, what makes Mamba good? I would say what makes Mamba good is things I've already listed off. The fact that she's able to get defense from her passive to her super attack effect. She gains 100% defense when performing a super attack, and she gains 50% defense for 4 turns. And her being able to lower attack to directly support her passive of getting 500% attack and performing a guaranteed crit and disabling enemy action, which of course, disabling enemy action is a powerful ability to have in your kit, especially for a unit that like her who has a bad link set and on a severe lack of categories. That is good. I would say so. Having disabled enemy action is quite good. So her being able to support her passive by lowering attack from her super attack effect is good, and her being able to get defense from both her super attack effect over to her passive is also good. Now, I would say that another thing that's good about her is that she could be a support type unit. Of course, she's giving 40% attack to all allies, and she does have a chance to passively attack debuff by 20%, but I don't really like this as a whole. It's like, where are you really ever going to see this? I would say that Peppy Gals is looking really stacked for off-meta content, so why would you ever want to squeeze her in there when Peppy Gals has so many other better options? You just got LR Ribrienne, so if you're using LR, let's say you summon for LR Ribrienne, and you're like a newer player, and you need to beat Peppy Gals in ESBR or SBR, why would you bring Mamba? It's just more so, it's just like the weird conflict of interest. Now, with that being said, her best slinging partner is the Para brothers, and these guys technically could support her, and they're getting 25% attack and defense, 8 keys, so they're basically gonna be auto supering, and a 5% crit chance and a 10% chance to dodge. I'm not gonna lie, this is some very nice stats. 25% attack and defense, basically it's like they're getting big bad bosses from each other, as well as 8 keys to the auto supering. 5% crit chance is really whatever, because I mean she's gonna be doing a guaranteed crit provided she lowers enemy's attack anyways, and a 10% chance to dodge, which is obviously cool. So I did bring up Dokkan World's video. I'm starting to use Dokkan World's video more inside of my videos. I mean, I've done it before, so of course, shout out to Dokkan World. I'm gonna go ahead and link his video down below inside the description. Of course, is a source I'm using in this video. She started out with 170k defense while having dual support type units on rotation. I'm pretty sure that Hachiyak Goku only supports super class characters, which is the fastest way I can get to him. Battle of Wits, yeah, there we go. So yeah, she's on this guy's 200% leader skill. What does he do? Yeah, he is a super class support on his 18 key super. So that's one support type buff for super class characters. He also gives 2 key and 50% defense to super class characters, which of course is a extreme class character, obviously. And he also gives all allies 5 key when he does his active skill, which of course the key doesn't really matter for her. You really more so care about the attack and defense that he'd be able to give to her. So is there another part of his passive I'm missing? No, I don't think I am, but if I am, please let me know down below. So the only real support that's being given on his rotation, of course I have to bring up Battle Wits one more time, is from MVP 17, which is, if I remember off the top of my head, that's 3 key and 60% defense. Let's see if I remember that correctly. Post easy, of course. So yeah, 3 key and 60% defense is being given on this rotation for Mamba. And might I say, Mamba does have a cool looking SSR art, as well as of course the additional defense that he could give when his HP is below that threshold. But I mean, it's, I guess you could just say it's not particularly a big deal in this moment right over here because it's turn 1. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what she's going to do on this turn. So this is going up against a STR enemy, so she's giving 40% attack, and she has a 50% chance to passively debuff the enemy's attack by 20%. So on this turn, is her attack being debuffed? No, it's not. Okay, so that improc, so that basically makes it feel like it's worthless. I've never been a big fan of like a chance of something like being able to gain key, for example. It's just so bad. You're double supering. Nice. I've never been a big fan of units that have a chance to give like support or have a chance to like guard. I don't like guard chance. I don't like guard chance. I don't like support type chance. I don't like even a passive attack debuff chance. It's just so stupid to me. It's so stupid. And what was that, like a 1 million attack stat? A 1 million attack stat. You'd love to see it. Let's skip on over to end of Dokkan World's video where she basically is juiced up by support. This is of course a Dokkan World classic when it comes to these type of showcase videos. Look how much support is being given on this rotation. And do keep in mind that Mamba is sharing 2 links with the Toa. And those 2 links are, let's go and see. Those 2 links are Battlefield Diva and Shattering Limb, which is 5% attack and defense, 5 key, and a 5% chance to dodge. Okay, I guess, but I mean, on this rotation, she's going to be hitting quite hard because she's going up against that STR enemy. So she is giving the entire rotation 40% attack. How much support is she getting on this rotation? I really want to see now. Toa is on Battle of Wits, correct? She is. So we're going to grab up both the Toas real quick. And we're going to see how much support is actually being given on this rotation. Just because I'm interested. I closed the other one on accident. What? Come on, Deb. Okay. So yeah, you post easy, of course. Okay, so she's giving 3 key and 40% attack and defense to the Mamba, and it, of course, this is on the first turn for her because we're coming back onto turn 3 for this specific rotation. You guys can't see that's on turn 3, but it is on turn 3, so this must be the first rotation for Mamba. She could be getting more support, but you have to get below the HP threshold, which is, I don't think it would be worth getting for a showcase setting. I think if you just get this outright, it's fine. So 3 key, 40% attack and defense from the AGL Darkness Toa, and from the Int Demon Goddess Toa, she's giving 3 key and 30% attack and defense. So that's 3 key and 40% attack and defense, 3 key and 30% attack and defense. So that's 7 key and 70% attack and defense from support from both the Int Toa and the AGL Toa. And she, of course, has the chance to get more attack and more defense, but let's just go ahead and assume that it's not being given on this rotation. So, with that being said, let's see what she hits. And she hits a 11 million attack stat. Nice. I mean, nice. On this turn, well, let's see how much damage she does. Does she double super? No, she doesn't. She does. Nice. 11.5. Cool. Wait, was it already 11.5 before? Let me double check that again. It was already 11.5. So double 11.5 million attacks. That's cool. And on that, that's a guaranteed crit. That's 2 guaranteed crits. And then, of course, she's going to be able to disable enemy action. So, with that being said, from that specific turn being shown, what is good about her? I'm going to get to her 200% leader skills in a moment. What is good about her is the fact that she's getting a defensive buff from both her super attack effect to her passive, of course 100% defense on super from her passive, and of course 50% defense for multiple turns. And she's able to support her part of her passive where she's able to get more attack, a guaranteed crit, and disable enemy action, which of course is a powerful thing. Disabling enemy action can save you in some situations. Now, another thing that's good about it is the fact that she is a support type unit, and she could possibly help out in a niche situation where you're able to passively attack debuff enemies. She is a dual attack debuffer technically if she gets that to proc, but I mean, even then, it's really whatever, because a 50% chance to passively attack debuff all the enemies attack could be nice, but it's just like in off meta content situations, it's like you're really gonna run her for Peppy Gals. Peppy Gals just has definitely more better options. I would say the same thing for possibly for Earthlings. Earthlings can definitely use a 200% leader. I don't see why Krillin hasn't gotten a Dokkan Fest, but hey, to each his own on Dokkan's side. And of course, as for Battle of Wits, you're not running her a Battle of Wits. So the problem with her is the fact that she does not have any sort of defensive layer ability to fall back on. No dodge, no damage reduction, no guard, which is obviously a problem. Any unit that has flat defense is just not going to go ahead and take these attacks from these tough bosses that we have in this day and age, like this Insa monster, for example, who does these AoE normals, and the AoE normals will take her off the map. That coupled with the fact that her link set sucks, she's on no category teams, and it just doesn't really make sense to run her considering that she's a niche unit. Now how many 200% leader skills is she on? Her best linking partner is the Para Brothers. I've already said that already, but yeah. So Peppy Gals can use a 200% leader. I don't see why we haven't really got one yet. Earthlings, we can get a Dokkan Fast Krillin. I'm just saying, and it could be from any saga. Like, what's the problem, Dokkan? As well as Battle of Wits. The only 200% leader skill on she's on is Battle of Wits. It's Hachiak Goku, but pretty much, yeah. The Carnival LR Goku's 200% leader skill to Battle of Wits. Now I'm pretty sure she's not on Orange Piccolo's 200% leader skill. I'm pretty sure. She is on Battle of Wits, but she's not on Bond of Master Side 1 movie. So I'll just quickly make it sure. Just in case. Because sometimes I miss these things. So I think that is really about it. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys next video. And I love you all. Peace.